until after 2018. When I covered the midterms that year, it was surprising because AAPIs are the fastest growing voting bloc in the country. So it makes sense that we also don't have a ton of disaggregated data about Indian Americans yet, meaning we're usually lumped together under this whole AAPI umbrella. But AAPI data is a group in California that has been doing an amazing, fascinating job of illustrating who we are as Asian American groups through raw numbers. So if you want to nerd out on them, go check them out. AAPI data says that over half of us as Indian Americans lean Democrat, about a quarter of us are independent, and about a quarter of us are Republican. But I want to point out to one particular study I found really interesting. The Carnegie Endowment for International Peace did a full survey of Indian Americans in 2024, and it also showed that we do lean Democrat at the voting booth. But according to the survey, we don't love Vivek Ramaswamy or Nikki Haley or Usha Vance as much as Zoya and Zarna seem to. But we're also not the solidly Democratic voting bloc that, say, Black women have been historically for the party either. Technically, we're only about 1.5 generations into voting in the US, so what is fascinating and worrisome, depending on how you feel, is that the study showed we are starting to lean right towards Republicans. It's a little unclear when that trend started, but we can point to maybe like 2016 to 2024 as like a rough time period estimate. As to why that's happening, if we take other minority groups as a template of sorts, it's likely because of rising incomes and newer waves of not just high-income immigrants becoming citizens and then civically engaged, but that they're coming from, and it's far easier to maintain ties with, an India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has been accused of Hindu supremacy and has maintained this sort of more social conservatism, even though the overall culture of India has. I do a lot of work with hyper-local community media, and the impact of home countries on immigrant voting patterns is still pretty clear. And my take is that it's even stronger for countries like India, where economic development and the ability to stay in touch have changed almost overnight and keep increasing. But this is all to say Zoya and Zarna are not in the majority, even among Indian Americans. However, the more those voices, attitudes, and let's face it, incomes get platformed, that could change. For more news about South Asian Americans and Canadians and more of my other reporting, like and follow me here, and subscribe to Export Quality over on Substack. TikTok won't let me add the link